Hi, it's Tyler and welcome back to After the Run. This is episode 6. How do I find the time to exercise? Time management strategies for fat people. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm glad you're here. My name's Tyler. I'm just a normal guy who was really fat a year ago and now I'm less really fat. But I'm kind of in the middle of my weight loss journey. And so I'm making these videos partly to motivate me, but also to share some of the things that I've learned along the way. So it can be of benefit to you as well. Today I'm going to talk about the number one excuse I had for not losing weight. The thing is over 20 years, the last 20 years, I put on a little bit of weight each year and I never lost it. I would lose a few pounds here and there, but I never lost and kept off any weight. And it's largely because I had a lot of excuses for why I couldn't do it. Why I wasn't capable of losing weight and why I had all these other things in my life that would take precedence over losing weight and living a healthy lifestyle. Well, the top of that list was that I couldn't find time. And you can probably relate to this. Maybe like me, you have a family. And my family keeps me busy. I've got 4 amazing kids, a wonderful wife, and I want to be with them and spend as much time with them as possible. And so that keeps me really busy. On top of that, I have a full-time job. And it's a job that I love. I'm a school teacher, and I spend a lot of time at work. I work at least 50, 60 hours a week, sometimes a lot more than that. And I really care about the kids that I teach, and so that's a high priority in my life. When I'm not teaching or with my family, I'm involved in my church, I'm involved in the community, I organize different events and things like that, and all that stuff takes time as well. And on top of that, I'm a human being, right? So I like to watch Netflix and play video games. I like to do things that are fun. And I even have hobbies or side hustles that keep me busy. I do web design, I'm a sports writer, I do product reviews online, and all those things take time. I mean, just this last week, I wrote 7 or 8 blog posts on my sports blog, and I had 2 articles published in the newspaper. Those things take time, right? So in all that busyness, how do you find time to exercise and lose weight? Well, obviously you have to make it a priority, but I found that there's 5 things that you can do starting today that will make a big difference in your weight loss or in your health journey. And so I want to go over those quickly. Number 1, learn to multitask. Now, normally we think of multitasking as a bad thing because it splits our mental energy and it makes it difficult to accomplish things. But what I found is there are some things that don't require much mental energy, and I can combine that with other things and it will either free up time or give me time to exercise. So as an example, I just got done, you might see I'm maybe a little bit sweaty still. We just got done watching Chuck on Netflix. Love the show, and I watched it while I rode my recumbent bicycle for an hour. So I got a good bike ride in, and I got to watch television, which is fun. So that's an easy way of multitasking. Similarly, I found that I can check social media while I'm out on a walk and do things like that. One of my priorities this year and one of my goals is to read 50 books this year. And I'm on track for that goal. I really value learning, and so I want to constantly be learning different things. So I read books and I listen to podcasts. Well, one way I can multitask there is I can listen to books and I can listen to podcasts while I'm out exercising, while I'm out running, or even while I'm driving my car for my commute. And that takes me to strategy number 2. Number 2 is find dead time in your schedule. For me, the commute is one of those times. I drive an hour to work in the morning and then an hour home in the evening. And during that time, I could listen to music, I could do other things, but instead I choose to listen to books, listen to podcasts, do those things that are high priorities in my life. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm exercising while I drive, but because I'm doing some of those other things while I drive, that gives me more time later in the day for things like exercise. And so it's simply a way of eliminating different things on my to-do list so that I have time for the things that matter, like taking care of my health. And so finding dead time can be really important. Now, if you're not commuting, you're probably waiting on lines during the day, or doing other things that if you really sit back and analyze, it's time where you're not really doing much and you could be doing something. So you're going to have to analyze your own schedule. But that's one really good way of freeing up some time. Now, strategy number 3 I borrowed from Stephen Covey. It's called put first things first. And I think David Allen talks about this too in Getting Things Done. That if you really want to have an effective and an efficient life, you need to make sure that your top priorities are getting accomplished every day. These are priorities or goals that move the needle over the long term. So often we get caught up in doing all the little things that we forget to do the things that matter. Well, one way that you can make that a priority is you can set a goal to do one thing every day first that will matter for your long-term goals. And I don't know what that's going to be for you, but I found that for me, I'm going to pick the night before what I want to accomplish the next day, or maybe I'll pick 2 or 3 things, and I'll try to get one of those things accomplished before I do anything else in the day. So sometimes that means I wake up and the first thing I do is I write. And I don't have to write a lot. Maybe I'll write 500 words and I can crank that out in 10 or 20 minutes. But if that's writing towards a book or towards an article or something like that, I can get that done, and then no matter what I do the rest of the day, I feel like I accomplished something that day. Also, if it's something like writing, I don't have to have that hanging over me during the day, so again, I have time later on to exercise. Now, if you can exercise first thing in the morning, that's a great time to knock it out. And during the summertime and during the weekends, that's when I do my exercise. I wake up and I go out and I exercise. During the school year, it's harder for me to do that because I don't want to go all sweaty to school. So instead, I knock out things like writing and I do that first. And then I have time later in the day, like I just did, to do exercise in the evening, shower and go to bed. So find out what works for you and that will be great. Now, number 4 is related. If you're going to put first things first, you're going to have to wake up in the morning. And almost all time management experts will agree that waking up earlier is going to make a big difference in your life. And so my suggestion is just start small. This is what I did. I wasn't really a morning person, but I decided when I was becoming a writer that I would wake up 15 minutes earlier every day so that I could have time for writing. And that 15 minutes grew into a half hour and then grew into more and more as I found that I was getting a lot done in the morning. It was increasing my productivity by like 1,000,000-fold. And so I started doing that, and I found that I had time later in the day for the other stuff, and I still got to bed at a decent time, but I was getting more done. And so waking up earlier made a really big difference. Strategy number 5 is related to that, and that's having a routine. The truth is, if you don't have routine, it's hard to consistently get things done. And consistency is what matters when it comes to weight loss and long-term health. So to be consistent, you need to have a routine and you need to stick with it. Now that might mean things like not sleeping in for several hours on the weekend. The truth is, research shows that if you wake up at one time during the week and then a totally different time during the weekend, that's going to throw off your sleep cycle and your sleep isn't going to be as effective. And it's going to take your productivity down and you're not going to have as much energy to do important things. So if you can, try to wake up at the same time or about the same time every morning and go to bed at about the same time every night. If you do that, your sleep will be better. There's also other things during the day that if you have a routine, it will make things easier for you. Eat your meals at the same time. Have certain activities like exercise that you do at the same time. If you do that, you're going to find that you'll have more time to do the things that matter and you'll have more energy to accomplish those tasks. Now again, start small. I don't expect you, I'm totally a morning person now. During the week, I wake up around 4:30, 4:45. I get a lot done, I go off to work. On the weekends, I wake up even a little bit earlier. I wake up usually 4:15, 4:30 because I want to be home to spend time with my family when they wake up. So I try to get my exercise done before they even wake up. Then I don't have to sacrifice family time. It's that multitasking there, right? So those are my suggestions for you. The challenge for this week is pick one of those and try it out. Now I recommend strategy number 4 because it's an easy one to implement right away. Wake up 15 minutes earlier. Try it for 3 weeks and see if it makes a difference in your life. No matter what you pick, I'd love to hear about it, so write in the comment section below. Let me know your experience, or if you have a strategy that's going to work even better, let me know about it. So again, comment in the section below. I'd love to hear. As always, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. That way I know that somebody's watching me and I can keep making these videos for you. Alright? Have a great day. Talk to you next time. Bye.